Hello, everybody. It's about that time. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. This should be a treat. This is from Prairie Artisan Ales. They're out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they produce some very tasty beers, but they produce some very pricey beers. Uh, I actually had two different subscribers send me this beer pretty close together within a week or so of each other. Moses sent me this beer, and Shane sent me this beer. So both of them sent me those beers. I ended up with three of them. So I'm shouting out both of them because I'm not going to review them both beers. So Shane and Moses, thank you both for sending me this beer. Like I said, this is probably not a cheap beer. They've got a date on the front of it, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's got 03, it's so small and hard to see when the beer is in here, and it is sweating. I'm going to have to put my glasses on again, guys. It says 06361. 16. So typically you would say 06, this is June, and 36. I'm not sure there's any month with 36 days in it. So that's what's throwing me off here. And then at the very end, it looks like it has 1/6, it looks like again. So I'm thinking this is June 3rd of 2016, which is a very fresh beer since I'm doing this on the 19th or 20th of June. So I just want to thank Moses and Shane both for sending me these beers from Prairie, because they are not cheap beers. I'm sure this being a 8%er, it's probably a 4-pack version of this, and usually their beers are kind of pricey from what I've read and what I've heard, and the stickers that have been left on the bottles that have been sent to me. So they know they make some good beers, and they price it accordingly. So you have to have deep pockets to buy a bunch of their stuff. But it doesn't have a huge distribution, I don't think. If you're in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, I'm sure you can get them there, but I don't know how far out they go. So I have seen some of this stuff in North Carolina, but I'm not actually sure how far out and what states they do distribute in. So commercial description on this beer: this is their Phantasmagoria. It's an IPA that is low in malt flavor but high in hops. We brew this beer as a nod. It doesn't say nod, it says nude. N-O-O-D to the big hoppy beers of the West Coast. We use loads of citrusy and piney hops at the end of the boil and in the fermenter to make this beer a hop experience. It says here the IBUs are 70 on this. So it shouldn't be real bitter, but just remember, once you get up to the 70 IBUs and on up, they're pretty bitter. And this is American Double Imperial, so it's actually a little on the lower side for an Imperial Double IPA. Some of those are 100 plus IBUs. So if you can handle the IBUs in a single IPA, this double at 8% and only 70 IBUs shouldn't be too awful bitter as opposed to what you have been drinking. So once again, thanks to Moses and Shane for sending me the beers. This is a double, like I said. Food pairings for this beer: cuisine barbecue, cheese and peppery, Monterey pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, pungent cheeses, gorgonzola Limburger, and the meat is game, grilled meat and salmon. Glassware is tulip, snifter, oversized wine glass. Got my favorite glass again today, and it says here, because its ABV is 8%, can be cellared. Don't do it. Don't sell your IPAs or double IPAs, guys. Drink them as fast as you can get your hands on them, or otherwise you will end up with a malt bomb and be very unhappy. So With that being said, nothing else we need to talk about, so let's stop talking and start pouring. And I've had this happen a couple times in recent months where 2 different subscribers send me the same beer. Good problem to have, huh? Yeah. And the other day I made mention that I'd got this, and I'd mentioned that Brandon had sent it to me, and Shane was very quick to point out that he had sent me the beer, and I apologize. With my mom passing, my mind was somewhere else. Shane, I do want to apologize to you. I did have your name on the bottle, so when I did review it, I knew who sent it to me. So, big 2 fingers ahead on that pour. Very orangey tangerine in color, very kind of cloudy, a little bit clearer down here, but still it's not perfectly clear. So this may be an unfiltered beer, which lends to a little bit more juiciness. Let's get a nose on it. Citrusy, grapefruity. I'm not getting a super boatload of pine in here. Very reminiscent of a West Coast style, but not got everything of a West Coast style. Especially if it was done in June, the first part of June, and here we're only in the 3rd week of June. Smells very good though. Smells very tasty. Tangerine, some oranges in there. It's got it going on. They do make some good, especially their darker beers. They're a lot like Evil Twin. Their darker beers are outstanding. And especially Prairie, their bomb, and Birthday Bomb, and some of Christmas Bomb, all those beers are just outstanding. Well, let's see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Moses. Cheers, Shane. Thank you both, my brothers. Very, very nice. I am getting the pine in the taste. Pine, grapefruit, pineapple, tropical fruit notes, melon, mango, oranges, tangerines. A lot of stuff going on in this beer. When I started doing craft beers, most of the IPAs and double IPAs and stuff were very clear. They were all filtered beers. Now the thing is to do an unfiltered beer and leave all that pulp and everything that they used to filter out in the beer, which lends to a little more taste. Not clear beer, it's kind of cloudy, and I mean stuff that Treehouse does, it's like orange juice almost. It's so cloudy and pulpy. So, and those beers are freaking off the chain, guys. I used to say that Hetty Topper and Pliny the Elder were in the top 5 list, but Treehouse is doing some stuff, and several other New England breweries are doing some outstanding beers now. And unfiltered, leaving all that pulp in there, where it basically looks like orange or grapefruit juice in the glass when you pour it in there. And it's not clear at all anywhere, not even in the thin part of the glass down here. It looks like orange juice in the glass, man, and it is freaking awesome. But they have very, very, very limited production, and most of their beer, especially Treehouse, is bought up at the brewery. People stand in line when they know it's going to be distributed, and they buy it all up right there. I mean, it doesn't even make it to the stores, guys. And that's what kind of following they have there. So at least we get to sample some of this. Unless you're up in the area where they're brewing like Treehouse and some of the other ones up there, you can't get it unless somebody picks them up and sends it to you, or you're there to stand in line to get it. And that kind of sucks a little bit, but hopefully they know they got a good thing and they're selling everything, and maybe hopefully the brewery will expand it a little bit where they can get out just a little bit further than in the parking lot. So, but still, they do some awesome stuff. They didn't just need to expand a little bit where everybody else can have some of this, and you don't have to stand in line for a couple hours to keep your hands on it. That's the only drawback and the only fuss I got about those kind of beers. So, well, let's take it back and let her have some of this, and we'll sip on it for a little while and see where it ends up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sitting for a little while and shared some of this with the other half. She liked it. I knew she would. As soon as I smelled it and tasted it, I knew she was going to like it. She's a hophead just like I am. It's very, very tasty. pine, pineapple, grapefruit, your typical West Coast style aromas on this. I wasn't getting so much when it was cold out of the fridge, but now that it's warmed up to room temperature and tasting it and everything, it's pretty tasty. It is pretty tasty. The only drawback to this is these beers are pricey. And I keep saying that, but they are. I mean, for an 8%er, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't an $8 to $10 bottle of beer. It wouldn't surprise me at all. With Prairie, like I said earlier, I don't know what their distribution is and how far out they go. Seems like certain states get them and certain states don't. So, it is what it is in the beer distribution world. So, final chug. Wonderful aroma now that's warmed up. I am getting that West Coast style. Pine, pineapple, grapefruit, tropical fruit notes. Nice. Wow. That's delicious. Very, very nice. Very well done. Very tasty. Moses and Shane, thanks a bunch for sending me these beers. It's awesome. It's pretty damn tasty. This got a little concern on that date on the bottle when they got all those numbers jumbled up. Really hard to tell what number means what. It ain't like it's got 0, 6, 0, 3, 1, 6. Those numbers are not in that order, so not really sure there. But I'm pretty sure it's a 2016 edition, and it is very tasty. The hops are definitely there. It's not turned into a malt bomb, so I know it's not an old beer. So very tasty, very well done. Just wish they'd do something a little different as far as dating. Put it on the label, or do the typical month, day, and year on the ink that they're using. And it's so faint, very hard to see. I had to put my glasses on just to try to read it. Shouldn't be that hard, guys. It really shouldn't. But it is a tasty beer. 9 out of 10 for me, guys. Numeric rating on this one probably about 95, right in the middle of the A scale. Very nice. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 91 in the outstanding range. It is an outstanding beer. It's pretty damn tasty. Nice West Coast style double IPA. So, over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 96 and 84 in the style. So, we got a 91, we got a 95, and we got a 96. All 8 numbers there, guys. So, it is very tasty. But like I said, Moses or Shane, you might want to put it in the comments what this beer costs as a single, or if you bought a 4-pack of it, what a 4-pack of this does cost. So, it's tasty. I enjoyed it. I would buy it if I could get it here. If it wasn't so damn expensive, probably. So, if you've had this one from Prairie Artisan Ales, their Phantasmagoria double IPA. Let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's dig something out of the fridge. We're getting good at it. All these subscribers send me some tasty beers, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you all for sending me the beers that you do. I feel very blessed. So, see everybody tomorrow. Come on back.